Doesn't know what to watch? I will tell you now. The series Wednesday. Tim Burton made a story about the daughter of the Addams family. A curious teenage detective not like either Burton's or the Addams family. Hello to all moviegoers. Before you start, I will ask you to click the bell like and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I would not miss the new interesting series and movies. So let's go. The ever gloomy Wednesday Addams, Jenna Ortega, is expelled from a regular school for letting piranhas into the pool with the water polo team. This is how she takes revenge on her brother's abusers. The girl is sent to Nevermore Academy, a place of gathering of the same outcast as herself. There are vampires, sirens, and other freaks who do not fit into ordinary society. Wednesday parents, Gomez, Luz Guzman, and Morticia, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Addams also studied there. The heroine is placed in a room with her complete opposite, the overly cheerful werewolf girl Enid, while Wednesday is trying to integrate into the school community and is conflict with the principal Larissa Gwendolyn Christie. Strange things are happening around. A solitary monster is killing people around Nevermore, and all family secret pops up. One of the students shows the girl a strange drawing which she is depicted against the background of a boarding school. He says it's a prophecy. Tim Burton was offered to school the Addams family back in the 90s. He refused, and the brilliant dialogue of black comedies was staged by debutant Barry Sonnenfeld, the future author of Men in Black. Then Tim wanted to make stop-motion animation about the gothic weirdos, but didn't work out either. After a long transformation, the project turned into a rather mediocre 3D cartoon completely without the participation of the legendary director. As a result, Burton and the Addams met just now, when frankly speaking, the director is not the best shape. His last good film was Big Eyes, was released as much as a year ago, and one that looked a little like early macabre masterpieces. Wednesday's could be his big return to the roots, a gothic black comedy in the best traditions of the Beetlejuice. But now, even a great formalist like Burton can't make a Netflix series look anything other than a Netflix series. However, it's important to remember that he's not the main creative unit here. He's a just employer under the guidance of showrunners Alfred Gough and Miles Miller, the authors of the Shanghai Noon, the screenwriters of the second Spider-Man, Raimi, and the fourth Lethal Weapon. But most importantly, the creators of The Secret of Smallville, another series that took famous characters and sent them into the space of relatively mundane teenage melodrama. And maybe that's why for a series about the Addams family, Wednesday is surprisingly sterile. All the gothic ends with the general plans of the old school, superficial references to Edgar Allan Poe and the dark outfits of the main character. Inside is an ordinary teenage detective, more reminiscent of Harry Potter or Sabrina, that Sonnenfeld films. However, even the outcast managed to make Sam too emasculated, and which is quite criminal from such a story. Ordinary. If the Addams family showed us a family are not just strange, but sometimes completely frostbitten cranks, and Wednesday, the characters only verbally express their otherness. In fact, ordinary school children are archetypes. They just sometimes remind you that you are actually vampires, werewolves, gargoyles, mediums, or some other evil spirits. They remind you because it's very easy to forget about it, even that mysticism is the series is too everyday. This is a feeling that the story could will have been invented without the Addams family. The well-known IP seemed to have come to the plot after the fact. This will explain how the characters here are not similar to themselves in characters. Wednesday is not a psychopath with a love of medieval torture devices, but just a closet girl who learns the value of friendships in the course of the plot. Uncle Fester is not hyper-encountering, only slightly weird. Fred Armstrong plays the same role as everyone else. And Gomez and Morticia tell their daughter how they went to the police as students because of the stalkers who pursued them. The Addams family to the police. There are no questions about the thing. His hand is clean. The main trouble with Wednesday is not even that the characters are not like their prior literations. This can be forgiven. Everyone has the right to the new interpretations in a sense. It's even interesting to see how the creator transforms the crazy family to meet the requirements of the new time. where all the feeling must necessarily be spoken and comprehended so that the viewer does not inadvertently consider the character problematic, and where Zon felt openly aggressive humor would hardly have caught on. His hero is openly joked, or were they not joking? About killing people. In the series, there is a whole storyline about Wednesday is worried whether Gomez killed a person in the past. The problem is different. The new vision of the Addams is inconsistent. Moreover, it openly conflicts with their established pop culture image. As in the old movies, Wednesday jokes about how he's waiting for the absence of death, but the fact is secretly worries about recent acquaintances and cries over the wounded. The heroes pretend that they are the Addams, but their action proves the opposite. Also, the series itself looked like an imposter. He was to show that this is a story about the Addams, but at the same time, the creators are interested in everything in it, except the family itself. I will rather get in the way. Their trademark cynicism gets in the way of a cute story about friendship and the ability to bury the hatchet. And just when Wednesday takes on its true identity, this series is slowly getting back on its feet. Somewhere closer to the middle of the season, the authors stop pretending that they care about the Addams mythology. Although Wednesday parents are Uncle Fester will still appear as strange, awkward phrase. The show is slinking deeper and deeper into a detective mystical plot, and everything is just fine with it. The authors lead in the viewer, and as harmonious was through the investigation. Place new twists and turns in the right place and lead an audience, but knows every episode. Even if the answer to all questions turn out to be quite banal. Wednesday has something to watch for its genre. The series does exactly what you expect from it. It can be funny, mysterious, and even creepy. After all, Jen Ortega is a big find. Her Wednesday is not the same as Christina Ricci. By the way, she also appears in the show in the role of the only teacher is Nevermore Normies, but it's not for the best. It's difficult to find the classics in her field, but the actress managed to create her own charismatic heroine. It would be nice if the whole series realized this by the second season and finally accepted an absolute no items. If it will be interesting and informative, subscribe to my channel, put like and write any comment. Please and good to you.
Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe